Now I'm sharing my talk. Okay, is it visible to you? Okay, so this talk, because this is a FDP program, so first talk is mine because this is very, very useful for upcoming teachers, those who want to do research in talks. Okay, completely basic information I'm going to give and how to write a project and how to submit your thesis, everything. Very in detail, it will take minimum 1 hour, maximum 90 minutes. Okay, so what's the purpose of research? So it is not to impress the audience, tell them all you know about a subject, present every little detail of your work. Okay, no need to tell everything. Research is a give the audience a sense of what your idea or work is. Make them want to read your paper, get feedback on your work. That is the purpose of research. So if you go to Google and type the research meaning, you will get a lot of definitions. Here I am taking very normal definitions. The main goal of research is the gathering and interpreting of information to answer questions. Research is a systematic attempt to provide answer to questions. Research may be defined as a systematic and objective analysis and recording of observations that may lead to the development of generalized principles of theories, resulting in prediction and possible events. And research is a systematic way of asking questions, a systematic method of inquiry. So few definitions I taken from Google. So research is knowledge acquisition gain. How you are going to get knowledge? Through reasoning, through intuition, but most importantly, through the use of appropriate methods. That is called scientific methods. So this is very, very important. So my step about research teaches is gathering data from different resources such as books, journals, or magazines or internet. If you want to do any B.Pharm project or M.Pharm project or PhD or postdoc, so what your guide will tell, collect the literature. So why they are asking to collect? Because you should have some knowledge and what you want to do, you are going to decide. So research is merely rearranging facts or transporting facts from one resource to another. So I'm giving different steps. First, you should choose a question to investigate, identify hypothesis, make testable prediction, design an experiment, collect data, determine results, determine if results support or refute your hypothesis. That is the main concept here. So how you develop your research skills? Number one, learning how to conduct good research, new skills, better understanding, very, very important. To always understand the concept. You should know interpretation of the literature. Recognize new questions that need investigation, and objectivity is the key element of research. Don't go for so many objectives. Go for one objective, then according to that, you can plan. So search for the truth. 5 sources of evidence. Number one, custom and tradition, authority, personal experience, deductive reasoning, and scientific inquiry. I will give brief information. What is deductive reasoning? Deductive reasoning, thinking process from general assumption to specific.
Laptop sound interesting. Sir, mobile
Deductive reasoning, conclusions about events are based on information generated through many individuals. Direct observations. Scientific method, systematic, cyclic, identify the problem, formulating a hypothesis, developing the research plan, collecting and analyzing the data, interpreting the
hand raise
forming conclusions. This is the how you are going to start your work. Now you ask question, how you are going to identify the problem? So first, arguably the most important step, you should have several sources like theoretical basis, professional practice, personal experience, and sheer curiosity. Start as a broad question that must be narrowed. So always remember, because I belong to pharmaceutics, so what I will allow my student, Please collect
మైక్ దగ్గర
on anti-hypertensive drugs, on anti-asthmatic drugs. So it's a broad area. So go to Google, PubMed, because PubMed is the best way to collect the literature. Because in Google, what happens, you get lakhs of papers, but many papers are not authentic. You go for PubMed, the articles are authentic. So write formulation and evaluation of anti-hypertensive drugs. You get 1,000 articles. From that, you want to select into narrow. So I want to go for fast dissolving tablets or castor retentive tablets. So again, out of 1,000, it comes to 100. So from that, you can select which type of drugs you want to go, which area you want to do it, collect the literature, take printouts, minimum 150 to 100 for MPharm level, PhD level, 100 to 200. Then make a notebook, going on writing what is the drug, what type of polymers they used, what methods they used, in vitro, in vivo, then conclusion, then you'll get an idea. So this is the way you should identify the problem statement, experimental approach to the problem. So once your problem is identified, so 3 categories are there. Those who know precisely what they want to do and have a well-conceived problem. Those who have many ideas and are having difficulty deciding exactly what they want to study. Those who do not have any idea about the worthwhile research problem. So here you need a mentor. That means you need a guide. So work with a professor or researcher that has established the research agenda. So always to feature is a mandate. So in the research also you need a mentor. A mentor, mentee. So mentorship we are saying. So coming to developing a research plan. A strategy must be developed for gathering and analyzing the information that is required to test the hypothesis or answer the research question. Selection of relevant research methodology, identification of subjects or participants, description of the data, specification of the data. And sometimes you can conduct pilot studies with approval of institutional review board. So in pilot study, pilot project or pilot experiment is a small scale numeric study conducted in order to evaluate feasibility, time, cost, adverse events, and effect size. Small scale will do. If it is successful, we'll go for larger scale. So collecting and analyzing the data, following all the predetermined protocols, time in the lab, collecting data, analyzing the composite data, controlling the environment. However, sometimes most time-consuming part of the process. So generally, the MPharm level will give 3 months time for literature. The remaining 6 months for your work. Last 3 months for your write of thesis. So almost 1 year. So if you plan like that too, in the PhD level, 6 months is a literature review, 6 months all the collection of drugs and research, and 2 years is your bench work, and every year 1 paper minimum publication, and the 3rd year you'll start writing your thesis, presentations, and finally you are going to award. So there is a plan in the MPharm and PhD level. So once you get the results now, you should have interpreting with the already published papers. So here tough job is here. So whatever the results you are getting, they should be matched with your published results. Sometimes maybe, sometimes may not be. So if they are not matching, you should justify. So data analysis is not an anti-fiction. There is evidence support or refute the originality of hypothesis, accept or reject the hypothesis, conclusion should be drawn, develop new hypothesis, explain the results. Interference are typically made beyond the specific study. So generally, I am giving a simple way. So first, you should identify the question, hypothesis form, research plan, data collection, results interpreted. Finally, the goal. Sometimes if you fail, again repeat the circle. So steps to experimental research. First, I already told, identify the research question, initial review of literature, listing the question to a specific research problem, continued review of literature, formulation of hypothesis, recommending the basic research approach, identifying the population, designing data collection, selecting or developing specific data collection, choosing the method of data analysis, implementing the research plan, preparing the research report. And try to remember, your literature review should from starting to ending till your thesis will be submitted. Because if you submit old literature, again in the end of the The examiner will ask the latest result. So try to update till end of the day. You should update the research, your literature. Coming to characters, how to become a successful researcher? Because the title I kept here, so you should be highly motivated. Remember, because nowadays, unfortunately, many students are not coming to teaching because after the corona, many colleges they are not giving salaries. So slowly, younger generation is not showing interest on teaching. Reason is instability. No salaries at all, no facilities at all. So don't worry because the days will come. Really, if you are interested, at least you should complete PhD, then go to industry. Nothing wrong. But once you go to industry, doing PhD is very, very tough because industry timings are very different from morning 7 to evening 7. Lot of pressure. So if you are serious on your academics, to try to complete B Pharm or M Pharm or PhD, then you can decide whether you want to settle industry or academia. One thing you remember, academia, there is no salaries. High expected salaries will not get it. But industry, sky is the limit. Okay? So you should have a highly motivated, willing to take responsibility. This is very, very important. Nowadays, teachers, younger generation, simply coming, taking class and doing. No. So take full responsibility. You should have a passion. Don't come for only for purpose of salary. No, you should have an interest, optimistic, emotional about the values, innovation-based ideas, innovators' mindset, able to deal with uncertainty, more alert to opportunities than others, good social skills, planning. So the research problem I already told you, the research language problem is typically posed and examined as a question, commonly known as research question. Scientific research typically starts with a question or problem through deductive reasoning and comes with a theory through inductive reasoning. So research is organized and systematic search for answer to questions. So in the word research, if you see read, already somebody searched. You are doing research, again you are researching. Research involves a systematic and scientific investigation of a problem with a definite purpose. The process of creating knowledge using empirical observations and logical analysis according to the conventions of science. So try to remember, try to read the publications of international journals. Don't do local journals. Nowadays, no, if you pay 1,000 to 10,000 or 20,000, you are getting paper. Okay, I am not saying wrong, but papers have impact. Go for elsewhere publications, international journals. Why I am saying this? Because a lot of genuinity is there. And local papers, what happened? No, there is no genuinity. So don't prefer. If you have a international publications, what happened? At least you should have get knowledge. According to that knowledge, you can use in your research. So scientific research components: question, hypothesis, testing, and results. Now coming to how to write a research proposal. Nowadays, all colleges are becoming universities now. Everybody is going for NAC. Everybody is going for NBA. Now they are giving a lot of pressure on teachers. Write a project, write a project. How you are going to write a project? Because nobody is telling to you. BPharm level, nobody is telling. MPharm level, nobody is telling. Many people are not going to college in the MPharm level. Simply they are going for exams, and so then how you learn? Okay. So if you want to come to teaching, you should know how to write a research proposal. Now I am giving. Research refers to a search of knowledge. Research means a scientific and systematic search for pertinent information and a specific topic. In fact, research is an art of scientific investigation. So what you are doing? You are doing investigation on science. The purpose of research is to discover answers to questions through application of scientific procedures. So whatever you are doing your research, your paper should be referred by others. Now in Biotech, sir is saying that 2000 citations. So how 2000 came? Because you people, everybody is referring a published work. Because I am thankful to my students, those who done this research, whatever the results they got, those results are again linked with the upcoming research. So every paper, not only in India, all over the world, people are using as a reference means whatever we are getting the data, same data is replicated to their data. That makes more accuracy. So that is the reason my sincere request to all the teachers, don't go for fake results. Because tomorrow other people will follow you. And they will confuse. Nowadays one journal came, Journal of Negative Results. If you want to get a really for getting negative results, you can publish. There also you are going to paper. But don't confuse. Okay, don't confuse yourself, don't confuse the scientific community. Try to be optimistic. Okay, 10%, 20% no issue. But many people know that completely giving negative information to the scientific community, upcoming researchers are confused. So try to follow the international journals, then you'll get a clear idea. So I already told different types of research: explanative research, descriptive research, diagnostic research, hypothesis testing research, one-time research, field setting research, simulation research, clinical research, histological research, conclusion-oriented research, decision-oriented. So many different wings are there. So every individual has his own research area. So coming to proposal, any medical research or epidemiological study should have a proper proposal in written form before it is accurately carried out. So always know, for us, our parents keep one name. Why they are keeping our name? For identify. Same thing, in our research also, one title is mandatory. The title should be easy to attract the audience, the scientific audience. So it's like a blueprint of a building plan before the construction starts. Okay, if you want to construct a big house, okay, I want a duplex house. So what I will do? I'll go to engineer, I'll ask the plan. He'll give one plan. So I will ask, no, I want bedroom this side. I want this first floor this side, second floor. So many, whatever your dreams, because you're seeing in the movies or your friend's house, everything. So all those ideas you are keeping in that plan, you will modify the plan. According to that, you give to a builder. So builder going on constructing one by one. So same thing, the research also, you should have a plan. You should collect the data. With the data, you are going to write your proposal. So writing a research proposal is both science and art. A good research proposal is based on scientific facts and an art, clear communication. I told you, whatever the scientists are telling, those you should write in your paper. That's the beauty. It's not your idea, already published idea, and you are modifying the idea. Nowadays, you are getting so many movies, since 50 years, 100 years. Why? Same concept. 5 to 10 songs, same fighting, but story little bit different. So directors are great. So the director is keeping you in the movie for 3 hours. Sometimes some directors fail to keep only 1 hour, 2 hours. We will say, no, first half is good, second half bad, second half is good, first half bad. In the research also, if your proposal is good, you are going to get minimum 10 lakhs to 1 crore. And you should justify, because in the DST or DBT or AACT or UGC, 10 to 12 people will be sitting. So they will ask to present your paper. So first you should have a good communication. And you should have a lot of information. And you should have a lot of confidence. By seeing your face, they will accept. How you are going to get? By reading the journals. Going on reading. That is the only purpose. Reading, collection. The collection, write your proposal. So writing a formal research proposal should be started by the time one has decided on the topic for the study. So don't copy. Your one friend is writing on, atherosclerosis, okay, I want to write. No. It's your special area, right. Because we have different specializations: pharmaceutics, chemistry, ecology, cognitive, analysis. Okay, now I'm a physics person. I don't want to check in my knowledge in chemistry, because chemistry again synthesis is required. You should have a plan, because I didn't have any idea. I cannot write it. So I will go for only my area. That's the best way. You can easily face the questions. So the research proposal should be, because I am keeping red line here, main objectives required, justification, introduction, background. I told no, review of literature. Every movie coming during names, they will show the background story. Why? Because immediately audience will go into that area. Methodology, time frame. Remember, you want to complete 1 year or 2 years or 3 years maximum. Work schedule, personal needed. You want to do alone or you want to keep one research student? Facilities needed. Already have. Okay, you have UV, you have this, that. Only go for new instruments like HPLC or LCMS or GC or FTA. Okay. Don't go for basics, they will not give. So always go for, and budget. I don't know. So depending on the budget, start with 10 lakhs. And if it's a good project, you can go up to 1 crore also. So objective, how is that? This is a very important and pivotal section, and everything else in the study is centered around it. The objective of the proposed study should be stated very clearly. The objective stated should be specific, achievable and measurable. Don't try to. Nowadays, people are doing only M.Pharm work in vitro, and they are saying in the objective, I'm going to find bioavailability. Bioavailability means again, you will do either humans or animal models, but the fellow is not interested. So that time, don't write your objective which is not fulfilled. Okay? So the objective status should be specific, achievable, measurable. Too many objectives to be avoided. Nowadays, the people will say 1 to 10, don't write. Whatever I said, 1 or 2, that's all. All no, because no, nowadays no, people are very clever. Go into Google, copy paste, and submit to teacher. Now teacher headache. No, you should know the basics. Even just one clearly stated relevant objective for a study would be good enough. If there is more than one objective, can be prepared, but you should give the justification. Introduction. The problem proposed to be study is introduced in this section. It should be help the reader to acquaint with the topic. So always introduction is very, very important. Introduction should be short, about 1 or 2 pages. Nowadays I'm seeing M.Pharm thesis, 100 pages, 50 pages are introduction. Don't go like that. 5 to 10 pages maximum is enough. Don't think that our Indian psychology more big size, no? People thought that, oh, very good. No, don't do all information. Whatever, if you go to Western countries, their PhD thesis is 100 pages, you'll shock. Our Indian PhD is 300 to 500. So, giving more information is not required. Exactly what you are identified, a new research plan, or what your results, discussion. That is important. Don't give the importance to your introduction, about disease, about drugs, about polymers. 100 pages or 200 pages. No, don't go like that. The problem should be stated in such a way that it's important and the relevance is realized by anyone who reads it. Background, I already don't know. Review of literature, very, very important. This section reflects extensive review of literature done by the investigator. Research methodology. Research is the way to systematically solve the research problem. It may be understood as a scientific of study how research is done scientifically. It is necessary for the researcher to know not only the research method or techniques, but also the methods. So always methods are important. Don't go for your own method. You already take published methods and give the reference. Then you are lucky. Researchers not only need to know how to develop certain indices or tests and how to calculate the mean, mode, median, or standard deviation or chi-square. Because this is also important, but luckily you are getting a lot of softwares. GraphPad Prism is there, SPSS is there, so you can use those things. It is very easy for your statistical methods. It is essential to discuss procedures clearly and completely with the considerable amount of details. So always remember, method procedure is very, very important. Don't go by shortcuts to give full information. Study design, study population, sample size, instrumentation, procedures, and try to remember every instrumentation, who is manufactured, what is the number, everything. You should make a workbook. In that you should write everything. Because in the final day, after 3 years or 5 years, the external will ask you, show the workbook. At that time, if you are not showing, they thought that your work is completely bogus. Everything you should mention with dates. So study design is a specific plan or protocol for conducting study which allows the investigator to translate the conceptual hypothesis into an operational one. The study design should be clearly stated. The study design should be appropriate for achieving the objective of study. Study population is most important to describe what would be the study population, how study subjects should be selected, randomized process, and other details should be given. Budget, I already told you, the budget translates project activities into monetary terms. It is a statement of how much money will be required to accomplish the various tasks. So, generally salary for staff, travel, purchase of equipment, printing or xeroxing, consultancy, institutional overheads, generally 10% will keep. In planning your research schedule, choose something research about that you are passionately interested. Be organized. Make sure that it's set aside and one or more periods of time each week when you devote yourself to research. Sometimes, at least Saturday or Friday, you can keep complete 1 day on research on students. Plan your research. Be strategic about every bit of research time available. Think about best use of your time, because sometimes people say, sir, I am not getting time. No, you should make it time, then only your research will start. making a start. Use whenever this is time, you have to do something, however small task. Make start. It's very, very important. Never let a conference or seminar paper stay conference or seminar paper. So try to attend the seminars. Try to see what professors are saying, what people are saying. And inspiration for research can come from any places. Attending conferences, seminars, and reading the latest academic literature in your field are all extremely important. So are other strategies. So always I told you, so try to read the literature on daily basis, then you'll get interest on the research. And connect for inspiration. Connect. So always connect with the other teachers, other institutes. Make contact with other working areas. Because nowadays we cannot do all work in our area. So you can connect with the universities or IITs, there where work is going on. So publish is very, very important. So scientific journals, conferences and workshops, books, book chapters, technical reports, seminar presentations, journals. I already told you, scientific journals are very, very important. Publishing scientific journals are the most effective way to inform scientific community about your work. Otherwise, nobody knows about you. Because if you go to Google, you type one professor, a top professor, immediately you see his publications. You can understand which area he is working. You can see his H-index. You can see his citations. So more H-index, more citations means that guy has good scientific work accepted by worldwide. Don't think that, okay, I'm doing my research only in my college, only my lab. No, nobody will accept. If you go to any job interview or anywhere, simply they are asking nowadays, H-index is there. Okay, some X is there, I have 300 papers or 500 papers. The impact factor is less than 1, what's the use? And nowadays some people are making so many papers. Every paper, his name will be there. No, don't go for that type of research. 1 or 2 names, either first author or personal author, that's all. Don't become guest author or ghost author. If you have 1,000 papers, without first name or corresponding name, no use. All will go to dustbin. Okay? So try to go for first author or corresponding author. Otherwise, don't put your thing, don't spoil your valuable time. So our scientists' most important product activity outcomes rely on anonymous or review by peer scientists, involve a long delay from submission publication, may require several submissions of different journals. So always publish peer-reviewed publications. Means at least 3. They will review, they will give a comments, then they will accept. I told you, impact factor is very, very important. Is a given year, the impact factor of journal is the average number of citations to those that are published during the 2 preceding years. So here you see A by B. Means A, number of times articles published 2001 and 2002 were cited by index journals during 2003. The total number of citable items are your articles or reviews or proceedings published in 2001 and 2002. That is the impact factor you are going to get. The publication journals with high impact factors are thought to be more prestigious. Remember, Nature, 40 plus. See, if you get 1 paper in Nature, you became a Nobel laureate. But pharmacy, no, not possible. Because our pharmacy is the applied research, we will not get any paper in the Nature. Science, 33. Blood, 10. Typically, in fact, more than 1 indicate good journal. I don't know. So more than 1 is good. More than 40, no, it's not possible. A better measure of the impact of an individual publication may be number of journal citations that it receives. I told you, conferences. Second point, you should publish your work in conferences. It's also very, very useful and people will understand about your research. How to write a research paper? I told you, most experimental research papers have a very similar structure, parts which will be discussed in the following studies. They greatly differ their length. Conference papers are often 5 to 8 pages, journal papers 10 to 15 pages, and some journals accept 4 to 8 pages. Always abstract is very, very important. Minimum 100 to 150, maximum 300. So every paper, no, abstract is mandatory. PubMed, I told you, is very, very important. Second, introduction. You know how I already discussed. Third, methods. In the subjects, apparatus, materials, procedures. Fourth, result. This is a very crucial. Result and discussion. Fifth, conclusion. Or I can say summary and conclusion. So this is commonly for your research articles or review articles. Okay, so now not all journals are created equally. Using impact factor is very, very important. So we should be grateful to this fellow, the man who started impact factor, Eugene Garfield. This guy started impact factor. So based on law indexing, subject indexes to scientific literature wherein existing. Garfield suggests that each article is given a code, DOI number. Now you know DOI number. So that is easily your computer will identify. Wherever your publication is, DOI number is mandatory. ISSN number is mandatory. There is a book, ISBN number is mandatory. The first mention of impact factor by Gary Field. So general impact factor, science citation index. This is the formula how they are going to identify. So other factors are there. Utility factor is there, H index, H factor, immediate index, but H factor become very, very famous. Utility factor, H factor, I told you, H index. Index that attempts a measure of productivity and impact of the published work of a scientist or scholar. A scholar with an index H has published H papers, each of which has been cited by others at least H times. Serves an alternative to more traditional journal impact factor matrices in the evaluation of impact of the work of particular research. So by seeing this, we can identify. So this I given, this is old one. So that time I have 800, 868, this is the old one. That time 17, now it become 27, it become 2000. Now why the difference came? Because many scientific authors are giving references so that becoming increase in the citations. So if you want to see any professor who is in our field, no, just go to Google, you can type his name, you are going to see this type of thing. So this is the general name, these are the citation, number of citations. Year 2009. So day by day, if more people are using your paper, it will number increases. With this, it will increase. With this, your index will increase. This is the mechanism. So how do impact factors help you find the best journal which to publish? Self-citation. Remember, there are a lot of limitations. Don't use your own journals. You already published one paper. And second journal, don't write your own paper. Because that is called self-citation. Other papers you should write. And use the Learning Resource Center, LRS, Electronic Resources, General Citation Reports, and get cited articles. So collaboration is very, very important. Either you can go with students, or teachers, or staff, or administrator, or parents, or community stakeholders. Always, nowadays, collaboration is important to get good papers. So open access. Nowadays, after Corona, many journals are going for open access. Previously, it is closed access. That means you should pay the money. So used to publish or perish. So it's increasingly get cited or perish. Open access. It's your work, written a few rights, at least posting manuscripts to storehouse. Sure, you publish for prestige, but you also publish to be read. So they are showing how they are calculating impact factor 1.5. They given one journal, it is 1.5. A better citation matrix, H index. So there are different citation indexes. You see, SciFinder is there, Google Scholar is there, USPTO, Patents is there, Science Direct is there, Cross Reference is there. These are all our scientific journals. There are objectives, difference in research and evaluation, assessments. Who cares about your education research? Why education research is important? Issues related to your accountability. First, we have to admit there are problems in education before we can solve the problem. Why is accountability so hard in public agencies? Fear of loss of public trust, loss of funds, loss of jobs, fear of loss of funding. Nowadays, there is no government jobs at all. Only private. But private, many people are not giving fund for the research. Then how you are going to start your own research? It's a big risk now. Then why is research and evaluation important to career and technical education? Why it is important to be good consumers of research? Location source of good research. Libraries, professional organizations, websites, clearing houses, publish reports. What are some less desirable sources of research? Magazines, newspapers, bias groups. Some terms that imply quality, jury, scholarly, learned forums, peer reviewed. I told you, peer reviewed means 3 professors will review the paper. Blind review, double blind review, because the professors don't know about your name, don't know about your affiliation. Simply they will read your research paper, they will give you the questions, they will ask the justification. Why is research is important for actual science? Answers, solutions, challenges or validation, basis for wise decision, personal knowledge, larger society, personal, research forms, approaches, research reporting. So, knowledge explosion, research means success, hegemony of other fields, infrastructure, social equity, discipline, reduce public funding, damaging responses, emphasis on funding, more and higher fees, more but lower quality students, fewer academic courses, fewer hours and subjects, larger group, machine scorable forms of assessment. Here, typical research in academic world, 40% research, teaching, 25% research and writing, supervision, 15% professional leadership, 15% administration, 5% consultants. These are what teacher will do. But always nowadays what happens? If is a teacher is a principal, all 100% goes for administration. If is a teacher, only teaching. But in Western countries, the universities will ask you like that: 40% research, 25%, 40% teaching, 25% research, 50% personal leadership. Like no sir told no, attending conferences, and 15% administration, and 5% consulting to industries. That is the way a teacher can use his time on weekly basis. For researcher students, lot of tensions are there from student side, and lot of opportunities are also there. Lot of obstacles are there. So deep learning is required. Split between how to archive and how to think actually. So here you can see the research literacy, research criticism, knowledge focused research analysis, record focused research analysis, research teamwork, junior researcher, senior researcher, leader, master researcher. So other ways to boost your research: micro level, macro level. Always remember: plan, act, observe, and reflect. These are your research plan. So 10 coping strategies. Don't give up. Try to remember, if you want to do research, that's all. You do it. Enlist the help of colleagues. Keep a positive attitude. Be prepared to compromise. Be generous. Go public. Join a local action research group. Establish a reputation for success. Publish reports in journals. Have faith in your own knowledge. Remember, you should have. Don't think that other people will say very bad about it. Forget it. You should have your faith. That's all. You will succeed in your life. This is for teachers. Locate, listen, and to articulate your inner voice. Practice reflection in action, on action, about action. Develop a risk-taking mentality. Remember, no sir, my principal is not good. Really is not good. No, you should adjust with the people. They don't need success. Otherwise, you're going on changing. How many colleges are going to change? Very tough. From there, you should adjust. Please change the mentality of those. Listen to your words. Trust process as well as people. Appreciate the total person working with others. Commit to working with colleagues. Redefine your role to extend beyond the classroom. Don't think that, okay, I will take class and I'll go. No. Do extra activities also. Push and support principals and other administrators to develop interactive professionalism. Commit to continuous improvement and perpetual learning. Monitor and strengthen the connection between your development and student development. Remember, always nowadays teachers, okay, going to class, coming back. No. If you develop student, you develop, automatically your college will develop, your society will develop. That is the concept here. So 8 steps are there: test score, disaggregation, timeline development, instruction focus, assessment, tutorials, enrichment, maintenance, and monitoring. Plan, do, study, act. These 4 steps are very, very important. Coming to research talk. So know your identity. Now your principal is asking to give a talk. So who would be there? Scientists, experts in your field, scientists not experts in your field, students, non-experts. So your talk should be understand to everyone. You should not go for very high end, or you should go for low end. Everybody should understand your talk. That is the main purpose. So keep in mind, they might be tired, they can read, they are thinking, why should I listen? Non-experts will turn off within minutes. Experts after 5 minutes. What can you do? So if you talk in front of a people like this, now 100 plus are there. Or if you go to big conferences, 1,000 are there, 10,000 are there, 1 lakh or 10 lakhs. So always try to give the information exactly. Don't go for unnecessary things. Always think about audience. So early motivation is very, very important in your talk. At the beginning of your talk, motivate your research. Easy to understand with examples. Okay? State your results early and in simple terms. Illustrate your idea with images and diagrams. I understood what problem and why it was important. Okay? Use examples, motivate your work, illustrate the basic institution, show your solution in action, highlight extreme cases. You're running out of time, cut the general case, not the examples. Because sometimes when you go with 100 slides, the time is only half an hour. Then you can cut down and you can give the important information to the people. So people will get lost during your work, even those who are listening. Have a running outline of the steps of your idea. Visual clue to highlight the idea. Sometimes some slide I'm skipping. Why? I'm giving the essence. So be familiar with all literature work. Don't list each paper you read. Mainly talk about results that are related to your work. References at the end of the talk. Acknowledge the co-authors. Technical details. Present specific aspect. Show the meant of your work. Leave the rest out. Don't fill up your slide with a lot of equations. Prepare backup slides to answer questions. What is the problem? Motivation and goal. Relevance to the thought. What is your key idea conclusion? Why is your approach is good? What I just said, what I want to do next. So less is more. Fill in the narrow, not words. Use animation sparingly. Use colors. Generally, black and white is always remember. Don't go for other sizes. And slide size should be visible. Layout. Don't do like this. It's a bad layout. So go for dots. Fonts. Always decent font size. 24 to 32. Heading 44. See, this is a bad way. Don't go for all colors. Color good, but only for headings color. Remaining black and white. Background. Attractive but simple. Generally white. Graphs. This is very bad graph. So this is a good one. And these are the, don't show any lines. This is a bad one. Remove those grid lines. Prepare the slides in advance. Show them to friends. When you think you are done, read them again. Check all animations with the, sometimes you can use sound. So remember, practice. It's very, very important. Your practice talk to general audience, to your friends, your experts. Always assume technology will fail you. Have a backup. Sometimes what happens if power is gone, if your slide is not opening. So always should have a backup. Delivering the talk. Be enthusiastic. Your end, who should be audience. So your talk should be good voice. If I talk like this, I'm going to talk about the talk. Nobody will listen. So you should have punch in your voice. Make eye contact. Now nobody is there in the physical class. Eye contact is very, very important. Watch for questions. Point at the screen. Do not read directly. Don't. Nowadays, people will be going on reading. They'll show back to us. No. Explain. Finishing time. Need clarification. Anticipate questions. Practice every chance you can. So basic questions to research are exposure or disease health outcomes. Hypothesis, proposed explanation made on the basis of limited evidence as a starting point for further investigation. You can use null hypothesis of that. So how to present a journal club? Nowadays, people asking, so introduction, definition of journal, need of the journal club, evaluation of journal, description of journal club, aim and goal of the journal club, types of journal club, how to start a journal club, impact of journal club, evaluation of journal club, conclusion and references. Okay, skipping with slides because this is introduction already defined. So which type of journal you are going for specialists, you can by academicians, more procedures. So why do we need to read the learn clinical features, distinguish useful from harmful, to keep abreast of new news, whether to use a new or exciting diagnosis, need of healthcare, understand pathobiology, different types of scientific writing, original article, case reports, review articles, editorials, letters to editor. So these are very first scientific journal started in 1965. Then slowly 1820, first specialist journal, 1870 reference began, 1950 first summary, 1930, 1950 IMRAD format. What is IMRAD? Introduction, materials, abstract. Okay, this is the history of your papers started. So Deputy Journal Club is a group of individuals who meet regularly to critically read, understand, and evaluate recent articles published in medical literature. This is the background. Name of Journal Club, Common Journal Club goals, benefits. So what are the benefits? Learning presentation skills, feedback to the presenter, better performance. We have a responsibility, timetable, location, preparation, presentation, delivery, type of journal clubs, critical journal club, evidence-based club, problem-based journal club, alternative journal club, innovative journal club. So these all will done in Western culture. Selected director, different goal, optimal attendance, generate participant interest, special preparations. They will give a lot of guidelines, title, author, introduction, material, method, results, discussion. IMRAD, I told you, IMRAD, I for introduction, M for material, method, results, discussions, formats. It might be a round table or a horseshoe. Generally, it will be done in Western countries. Okay? Do's and don'ts. Why journal club, impact of journal clubs, evaluation of journal clubs. So finally, I'm coming to conclusion, article selection, introduction, about author and journal, hypothesis, evidence, study design, analysis, results, discussion, conclusion. So how you are going to write the reference is also very, very important. Either you can go for two types of references. Harvard. What is one more? Do you have any idea? Press to impress, be prepared, and consider non-verbal communications. Disappointment is when a beautiful apple is stabbed by an ugly fact. So with this, I can conclude my talk. Now I'm stopping the share. Any doubt, we can ask me.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So any questions,
Sir,
please?
sir, this is Sir, this is Dr. Praveen Kumar from Department of Pharmacology, Santhiram College of Pharmacy, sir. Sir, I have a doubt. Recently, I have seen that quartile journals. So,
Your voice is not coming. Praveen,
yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Praveen, your voice is like,
My question is, sir, am I audible to you, sir?
yes.
Yes, hello, sir. Yeah. Sir, I have seen that some quartile journals, Q1, Q2, Q1, and journals. So what is the basis, what is the reason behind the division Q1, Q2, Q3, and what is the weightage of these journals, sir? There is some Q1 journals, they are asking that, yeah.
Quarterly journal, you are saying Q1 is quarterly journal.
Yeah, someone are asking Q1 journal, how many journals under, how many papers you are under Q1, how many Q2 journals, how many Q3 journals. What is the Q1, what is the basis for this?
No, it's yeah.
Is there any weightage?
Is, I told you, impact factor.
Yeah.
Impact factor, they are asking. Impact factor means if it is 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Basing on your impact factor, they can understand your research capacity.
Yes.
You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Related to impact factor.
That is related to impact. Okay. Yes, sir. There is any database for finding the predatory journals? Sir? Predatory journals.
So what information you want to publish on predatory journals?
Oh, yeah. No. I want to find whether the journal under predatory or not. So nowadays all are open access or on paid basis, even in elsewhere journals also. Or how can we find which is a predatory journals?
How means based on UGC K list, group 1, group 2.
No, it is paid or free. Nobody will bother you.
Okay.
The only problem is their impact factor.
Impact factor. Yes.
Yes, because nowadays because of lot of cost is increasing day by day, so people are going for this money is involving now. Previously no money.
Yes, sir.
Elsewhere means no money, but even elsewhere also they are asking money now.
Yes, sir. Yes. They're asking.
But see
We
the
put it
impact
open
factor,
access
that's
and now. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, please, any doubts? Any doubts from the participants, audience, or faculty members? Yeah. Okay, sir. Now I request our one of our colleague, that is Mahesh Reddy, sir, to give a vote of thanks to our Prabhakar Reddy, sir. Now I will hand over to him.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. The one and all present here, Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. V. Prabhakar. It is such an honor for me to get the opportunity to thank you all dignitaries on behalf of the Santhiram College of Pharmacy. I extend a warm welcome to the people in the gathering. I would like to express my gratitude to all esteemed delegates of the webinar for their presence and the contribution to make this webinar a great success. I extend my gratitude to our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Prabhakar Reddy Garu, to take out of time from his busy schedule to grace the event. Thank you for this giving more information about how to become a successful researcher on his mission. Definitely, this information is more helpful to the research and especially thanks to Dr. C. Madhusudhan Shetty Garu of our college principal for providing a immense support to make this webinar successful. I must thank the organizing team, volunteers for working hard for make this webinar successful. And thank you everyone once again for making it a great success. Tomorrow at 10:30 and 11:30 a.m., Dr. Ramesh will give the presentation on drug development and drug repurposing challenges and opportunities, which gives more information to the research also. Thank you, sir. Mike over to Badri, sir.
Sir, thank you for all the faculty members. And tomorrow, we will, as per the schedule, we will meet. So now I will wind up the session. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Sir. Badri sir, thank you.
Yes.
Dr. Prabhakar sir, can I ask you one more question, sir?
Please.
You just the word justification is there, no, sir? Justification. Sir, is it mandatory, sir? Justification in the only in the means after objectives only it is placed. Is it mandatory for every research article justification?
No. Only funding purpose it is required. Funding purpose.
Funding. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. And one more doubt, sir. Don't mind. Sir, in the characteristics of researchers, sir, you showed that emotional values. Some term I have seen, sir. The characteristics of researcher. What is the emotional values? I didn't get it, sir. Can you please elaborate?
Emotional value means you want to do PhD, but sometimes your guide may not be good, or sometimes you may not be interested. So always you should have patience.
Okay, sir. Okay.
You have seriousness in your work. Sometimes you should compromise.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Some good teachers know. Sometimes good teachers know. Lot of seriousness is there in good teachers. So that time you will face bad.
Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, thank you, sir. It is very useful topic for us, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Shetty sir, thank you very much for your invitation. Yeah, please.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So thank you for all faculty members.
Yeah.
సార్ కానివ్వండి సార్ కానివ్వండి.
Okay, right, sir.
బద్రీనాథ్ సార్ ప్రొసీడ్ సార్ చెప్పండి సార్.
Yes, sir. Thank you for all the faculty members. So for today's session, we are providing a feedback form in the WhatsApp group. Please, all the faculty, I am requesting all the faculty to fill the feedback form.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Okay, sir.
We'll meet you again by tomorrow morning 12:30.
Okay, sir. Sure.